What's up, YouTube? Rick Steel Customs coming at you again today with a new video on my 2002 C5 Corvette. What I'm doing today is a battery terminal upgrade from side post to top posts. I do not like side posts, never have, and I never will. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while now, but finally decided, what the hell, today's the day. I'm gonna do it. So, one of the problems with the side post terminals, as I'm sure anybody who's ever dealt with a side post terminal battery is well aware, the side post terminals have an easy tendency to strip out. They don't go very deep into the battery. In fact, you can see here, that's about all you get. You get like 2, maybe 3 turns of the screw, and that's it. Okay, now on this particular car, since it's a 2002, actually in 2004, the C5 Corvette did this already. They upgraded to the top post from the side post. 2003 is the last year for the C5 Corvette to have the side post terminals. So if you're one of the lucky ones, it has an 04, you can shut this video off. Okay, what I'm going to be doing is, or if you're an 04 guy, if you want to upgrade your top post terminals, then keep watching. These are actually military grade top post terminals. They are extra beefy, and they give you the ability to add more hookup, just by bolting it to the side of the terminal, either here or here. Let's take one of these out and have a look. And in case you're wondering about a part number, unfortunately they are made in China. Never should have allowed China to enter the WTO. But these things are pretty heavy duty. They are side specific. So one terminal is going to be larger than the other, which will be the negative is smaller than the positive. Okay, now how I started off, I should have started the video from the get-go, but I wasn't planning on doing a video today, guys. But what you will need to do is remove the battery tray. You will need to remove the fuse box cover. And the reason why you want to remove the fuse box cover is because these wires for the battery are shoved up underneath here, and you're going to need the extra room for the wiring. You're going to want to disconnect your negative, and you're going to want to install a longer ground cable, because the ground cable that came on these cars is very, very short. It's not of sufficient enough length to be able to do this. You could run to an auto parts store or to Lowe's, which is where I picked this up. This is actually for another project I'm doing. I'm doing a refrigeration unit on my rental property, and you want to go with 220. So I picked this up. This is extra thick. This is actually stronger than and heavier than the ground cable that came on the car, not by much. And I want to show you something else. What do you think of that? And I will show you how I did that. Okay, let's take a look at. Okay, this is how and what I used to do those awesome crimps that you just saw. And this is a tool you can pick up on eBay, very inexpensive. And it's just a simple matter of finding the correct die. Each one is numbered 6 and 6. And it comes with a variety of different sizes, as you can see here. And it'll go all the way up to the full-size battery terminal connectors. So what you want to do now is you want to find one of these little deals that'll fit on the terminal nut so you can tighten it down. And you can pick up a set of these on eBay. These are really cheap also. I think I paid like $6 for this whole tray. After you crimp it on, you want to take one of these little heat shrink wraps. And then we're going to repeat the process on this side so you can see how it was done. So basically just get your box cutter. Also try and keep the part that you're cutting as close, well, far away from the blade as you can, so when you rotate this, you don't get your thumb cut by this blade. This pair of pliers has a perfect deal here where you just pinch it and give it a little twist, and you got yourself your braided wire. Oh, don't forget your shrink wrap. This is difficult using just the one hand. Yeah, it's difficult using two hands even. Come on, guy. Probably the easiest way to do it is just get it so where it's just snug. Don't start to crush it yet. and then go ahead and feed it in. Hold it in, and then just crimp it down. And you'll see a gap right here. Go ahead and close that gap. And then just release it. And you got a really strong grip on that coupling. Then again, just repeat the heat shrink process. And you're all set to install this ground on the car. Okay, down here you have to remove the ground strap. Make sure you put that back on, and then snug down your 10mm bolt. Next step, replace your battery tray. And I thought I was going to have to replace these battery cables, but I don't believe I am. Don't forget the bolts that bolt the battery tray to the chassis. Also, another good tip is while you guys are doing this job, you're probably going to want to clean out your computer compartment, because believe me, over the years it will get all kinds of crud in there. Dirt and leaves. All of which can make your computer overheat and give you some issues. Being a desert car, this had quite a bit of dirt and sand. So I hosed it all out. If you're afraid of getting water on your computer, these computers should be sealed. I believe that they are. I've never taken one apart, but only makes sense since it's so far down in the wheel well, it's going to get splashed when you're driving it in the rain. And if you're going to wash your engine, you're going to get water down in there as well. So I figured the computer is fully sealed, so water can't really get into it, but I'm just saying that. I don't really know for sure. I didn't figure it was much of a risk, otherwise I wouldn't have done what I did. So I'll leave it up to you. If you want to hose off your computer, hose it off. Just don't blame me if it screws up. But if you don't hose it off, the heat from all that mud insulating the computer, that could ruin your computer just as easily. vacuum cleaner would be a safe bet. But I doubt it'll be as clean. I picked up this battery from Walmart. Of course, the book doesn't recommend this one for this particular car. I do believe it did recommend it for the 04, but it doesn't quite fit down into the tray. But I can get the lock on it, so I'm not going to worry about it. Like I said, the correct battery for this car would be a side post. Also, normally, I would recommend the Optima battery, but Optima batteries, they used to be really, really good batteries. They are not good batteries any longer, unfortunately. I used to swear by Optima. This particular battery is a Platinum Series gel battery, AGM. And it is a H5 group size. And the reason why you don't want to go with a lead acid battery for the C5 Corvette, I believe the C4 Corvette's the same, computer is mounted directly beneath it. And if you have an acid battery and it decides to leak, guess what it's going to destroy? Okay, that's not going anywhere. So this battery seems to work just fine. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to have to change these cables. Well, at least the positive. Maybe the negative? Nope, I do believe that negative will work. I will have to change the ends though, of course, because these are side mounted ends. And that's the finished result. I had no sparks, no issues of any kind. I haven't tried to start it yet. This car's been sitting, as you can see by all the dust on it and the spider webs. It's been sitting for about 6-7 months. I never drive this car. Just sits. I wanted to show you guys. I did like Optima at one time. In fact, not that long ago. I bought this one in February of 2019 and this one in December of 2018. These batteries took a shit on me about 2.5 years ago. So they barely were around 2 years old. The reason I got rid of them is, well, my Duramax, these were both in my Duramax. The truck wouldn't start. So I picked up a couple of the Platinum Walmart batteries, and they've been in there ever since, and I haven't had any issues, and I hardly ever drive that truck except if I need to go pick something up that won't fit in my Honda Civic. And the reason I drive the Civic is because it gets such great gas mileage. But I want to show you something else on these batteries. And like I said, I had one in here too, and it did the same thing. I don't know if you can see from this video, if I turn it sideways, you'll see that's not your imagination. It's swollen here, it goes down here, swollen here, goes down here, and it's swollen here. It was bubbling here, 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 and here, and this one is also swollen in the same 3 spots. Again, these used to be fantastic batteries. I had one, I think it lasted me like 8 years one time, but that was about 12, 13 years ago. Unfortunately, Johnson Control, the owner of these, decided to start making them in, I believe, Mexico. They used to be made in the USA. Anyway, when they moved their factory to Mexico, the quality went down and the price went up. It says distributed by Optima Batteries, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Doesn't say made in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. But I do recall looking these things up, and I'm pretty positive it did say made in Mexico. You can check on that if you want. You know, there actually should be a law saying where these things were made. But virtually guarantee you, if these things were made in the USA still, it would say proudly made in the USA. But enough of that. It's your money. If you guys want to buy a Optima, go for it. I don't recommend them, and I will never buy another Optima as long as I live. Unless they start making them in the USA and their quality goes way up. And see, this one says Milwaukee, Wisconsin also. This is probably made in the same factory in Mexico as the Optima, if the Optima is indeed made in Mexico. But whatever the case, this is a lot cheaper than an Optima. I mean, not that it was cheap. I think I paid $197 for it out the door. But it's still cheaper than the Optima. Okay, yeah, Optimas, I just looked it up. They are made in Monterrey, Mexico by Johnson Controls. Walmart batteries, they are also made by Johnson Controls. But according to the internet, they're made in the US and Canada. Okay, like I said, it's been about 6-7 months since I started this thing. Anyway, you'll notice my oil pressure gauge works, which virtually none of these cars have a functional oil pressure gauge. And the reason they go bad is because of the oil pressure sending unit, which is under the intake manifold way up against the firewall. In order to change that, you have to remove the intake manifold. Very expensive job if you took it to the dealer. So 99% of the people that have one of these cars, oh wow, my oil pressure gauge just quit. Just as I'm talking about it, look at that. And my water temperature gauge just shot up. And my gas gauge just quit. What a jip. Well, I'll tell you, ever since I installed these long tube headers, I've had nothing but issues with this car. Check engine light comes on. It hasn't come on because the car's been sitting for 6 months without a battery in it. But if you drive it for less than a day, the check engine light will come on because it's not reading the upstream O2 sensors. But anyway, I know there's nothing wrong with my sending unit. I'm just gonna call that a glitch in the matrix, what happened right now. Probably has something to do with it sitting for so long. You can't let cars sit, man, they go to shit. That's a mechanical oil pressure gauge. I got plenty of oil pressure. Also, this came with a kit, and it relocates the oil pressure sending unit. So if it ever does go bad, it's a very simple thing for me to replace. Highly recommend these. This is not cheap though. It was like 260 bucks if I remember correctly. But if you ever have one go bad and you go to the dealer and you pay the dealer to change your oil sending unit, give them an extra $260, or take them apart, tell them to put this on instead, and you'll never have to worry about changing it again or spending the money at the dealer for them to replace it again. It's simple screw-in, like screwing in a light bulb. If you can screw in a light bulb, you can change the oil sending unit. Anyway, guys, if you got anything out of this video, I'd certainly appreciate a thumbs up. If you would like to, if you know this kind of content, if you like this kind of content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon for future videos. And don't forget to subscribe. Very important. A lot of people watch these videos. They're free. I mean, I do a lot of hard work actually producing them for you guys. But a lot of people, they don't even bother to leave a like, but I'd appreciate it. Be a good man, be a good woman, hit the like button. And remember, thumbs up, and let's go Brandon. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Rick Steele Custom.